Welcome to the deep dive. 6 months after the shock of Pearl Harbor, the Japanese combined fleet is on the move. Their commander, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, has one clear goal: to lure the remaining U.S. Pacific Fleet into a final, decisive battle and end American resistance in the Pacific. The bait, a tiny, strategic speck in the ocean, Midway at. What Japan didn't know was that American codebreakers had cracked their naval codes. The U.S. knew the target, AF, and the date. Admiral Chester Nimitz was waiting. The stage was set not for a Japanese ambush, but for an American one. The battle opens with a brutal Japanese air raid on the Midway garrison. From the cockpit of his dauntless dive bomber, Lieutenant Commander Wade McCluskey leads a flight from the USS Enterprise into the vast blue unknown. Their mission: find the enemy carriers. But after flying to the expected coordinates, they find nothing but empty ocean. Low on fuel and with hope fading, McCluskey spots a lone Japanese destroyer speeding north. Its white wake is an arrow on the sea. He turns to follow. That single, critical decision is about to change the course of the war, and there they are. The heart of Japanese naval power, the carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soyu, and Hairu, at that exact moment. They were at their most vulnerable. Their decks were packed with planes being rearmed and refueled, and their combat air patrol was distracted by low-flying American torpedo bombers who were being shot down in a heroic, sacrificial attack. At 10:22 a.m., American dive bombers from the Enterprise in Yorktown arrived over the Japanese fleet at virtually the same moment. Purely by chance, with no Japanese fighters above them, they plunged into near-vertical dives. In 5 devastating minutes, everything changed. Bombs from McCluskey's squadron slammed into the Kaga, almost simultaneously. The Soyu was shattered by hits from the Yorktown's planes. On the flagship Akagi, one bomb was enough. Dropped by Lieutenant Richard Dick Best, it hit perfectly, detonating stored weapons and fuel. In moments, Admiral Nagumo's proud flagship was an inferno. 3 of Japan's frontline carriers were turned into sinking wrecks in less time than it takes to boil an egg. The tide of the Pacific War had just turned, but the battle wasn't over. The 4th Japanese carrier, Hiryu, struck back, severely damaging the USS Yorktown. The American response was swift. In a late afternoon attack, dive bombers from the Enterprise found the Hiryu and sent her to join her sisters. By the battle's end, Japan had lost all 4 of its aircraft carriers involved: a heavy cruiser, over 250 aircraft, and 3,000 men, including many of its most experienced pilots. The U.S. lost the carrier, Yorktown, and a destroyer. This was a blow from which the Imperial Japanese Navy could never recover. Their industrial base couldn't match American output. As historian John Keegan called it, this was the most stunning and decisive blow in the history of naval warfare. Midway stopped Japanese expansion and put the United States on the offensive, leading directly to the island-hopping campaign and, ultimately, victory. The Battle of Midway wasn't just about ships and bombs. It was about intelligence, the courage of individual pilots like McCluskey and Best, and seizing a fleeting moment of opportunity. It's a story of how 5 minutes of chaos can alter the destiny of the world. What battle do you think was the true turning point of World War II? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next episode. We explore the stories behind the history. Thanks for watching.